Hi, this is Majin Oni, and here's some comic reviews for you. I got a nice stack here, and then I also will give away the code for AVX2. Let's start off with the Hulk. Now, this is the final issue between the Banner Hulk battle, and it was, I don't want to say it was like a really solid issue, but it was an interesting ending. You can tell Doom was up to something, and even though he's pretending that there's nothing, like he had absolutely nothing to it. And, the ending does kind of indicate where his true motive was, but I don't know if he would have actually been able to anticipate all of what happened on the island in order to get what he wanted. And this, of course, he fiddled with Banner earlier. The art is really good. I mean, it just kind of fits everything. The way the mood, the creatures. So I think they did a really good job with that. But, even though Banner is technically quote-unquote dead, he's not dead. I mean, he'll be back, in a year or so? They'll find some way to bring him back. Maybe that wasn't even Banner. Maybe that was some clone. And the real Banner's on, Prisoner of Doom or something like that. Which, of course, would pretty much make this whole series pretty much useless. But other than that, it was a decent read overall. Next up, we have Justice League number 8. Now, this is what they're trying to do, is they're trying to bring Green Arrow into the Justice League. And the Justice League basically is being like an elite club, where they don't want anybody to come in, and they're being very, they're trying to protect their image. Also, what this book is doing is it's time jumping. They fight as, Amazo, whatever. I can't even say his name now. But basically what they're doing is they're going through different battles. They introduce the Martian Manhunter for the first time in the Justice League universe. So that kind of, I think, puts this issue in a timeline with Stormwatch. At the same time, they also have a crossover for a couple pages with the Night of Owls, which I'm like, did you really need to do that? But again, what it does is it basically puts everything in a weird kind of timeline, I guess. Because now this is actually beyond the Batman issues. The art's okay. It's nothing, it's no Jim Lee, but, I mean, it's decent. The story's alright, and this is like a stepping stone for the next wave, I guess you can say, or the next stories. Because you have Trevor inviting Green Arrow into some other superhero, quote-unquote, superhero team. Overall, it was a decent read. By far, it is not even close to being as strong as it used to be, which is a shame. The Shazam backup was pretty stupid, I'll be honest with you. I didn't like it, and I hate the Billy Baxton, his new character, and I just wish this thing would be over. Take it out of the Justice League, put it somewhere else, and, just bring Shazam, let me see what he's like, and then we'll go from there. But I don't want, I'm just afraid they're just going to drag this thing out, and it's going to be stupid. Okay, now, next up we have 2 issues for the Night of Owls. We have Batman number 8 and Nightwing number 8. Now, Scott Snyder did a really good job in setting up, I thought, the Night of Owls. And this issue is really good in terms of the action. Things are moving along really quickly. But what I find, I guess you can say, what I find kind of unrealistic and kind of predictable in the sense of Batman had the worst time fighting Talon. Now, I understand once he got captured, that's a whole different battle because he was drugged out. But in this one, he's fighting like waves of them, and he's just plowing through them like he's Kratos with God of War. So that's where I think that it's not really, it's kind of like blah. It doesn't make it the aura of how dangerous they are went away. They're still dangerous because of numbers, but if it was just a one-on-one fight, it'd be over in 2 panels. Now, the one thing about this is now, Greg's art is really good. I really liked it. The way the fights moved, it moved really quick. It had great movement to it. but there's a backup. And this is the backup where basically Alfred's locked in a room, and he discovers that there's a hit list. So he's got to call the Bat family to go save the day. And this is where the art just gets horribly bad. And I think what it does is it really breaks any kind of momentum that the main story had because of that. And this is just complete and utter nonsense in terms of the artwork. I hate it. I just hate it like you wouldn't believe. But this was I really did like this issue, and I think it really set the stage for what's to come. Now, the Nightwing one this was an awesome read. It basically, what it did was it gave, this quote-unquote secret origin of Dick Grayson's parents, how they met, and then it was a brutal fight between Dick Grayson and a Talon. I'm not going to tell you who the Talon is, but I think you can probably figure out who it is. But the fight was really, really good, and it really ended it with a really good cliffhanger. Because basically what the Talons are doing is they're going after the, I guess you can say the heart of Gotham. They're going after all the key players in Gotham. The mayor, police commissioner, anybody who's trying to improve Gotham. That's who they're going after. And, basically a lot of them are already falling because there's not enough Bat friends to prevent the Talons from stopping everybody. So it's going to have a pretty decent body count by the time this is all said and done. But these two issues, I thought these were really good, unlike the nonsense that I'm getting with AVX and their crossovers. So kudos to DC for doing a decent job with this. Iron Man number 515. I'm not going to really go into much detail with it, but I thought this was actually a really good fight. You basically had War Machine versus, you had Whirlwind, you had Melter, and Living Laser comes in, and it's really setting the stage. This is the setting the stage for what's to come, in terms of, because basically they turned off Tony's ability to turn into Iron Man, or use his armor, I should say. So I think that, at least for all this part, it was job well done. And even though this is kind of like a combination of different storylines that they've already done in the past, I'm really enjoying it so far. X-Force, The Unthinkable Kill, number 24. Basically what's going on is the Nightcrawler from the Age of Apocalypse and X-Force is going after some unfinished business, and they're going after the evil Bobby Drake. This was a really fun read for me. You had basically Iceman using his powers in unique ways that our Bobby Drake could never think of. And while some of it's gotten kind of old the way what he's doing, I just find it refreshing in that he's doing something different than what we're normally used to. Now, I'll spoil something to a point, and I'll say that with the Nightcrawler, basically does get his final vengeance against Bobby Drake, but the way he died was awesome. That part I won't spoil, but I will say that was one of the best ways to kill Iceman, and I really enjoyed this issue. Remender did a really, really good job on it. The art I thought was really good. Well, I don't want to say really good. It was just, it's better. It was at least better than what it's been through. And Psylocke, she's damaged. She is completely emotionally damaged. But other than that, entertaining read. And you know what? Let's give away the code. Okay. Here's the instructions. And here's the code. And I found the code kind of funny at the beginning. And finally, End of the Earth. This is Amazing Spider-Man 684. The art, I really enjoy it. The fighting was great. And this was a great issue. Basically, Doc Ock sets up the stage, going, okay, I'm going to help you save the Earth, but this is what I want in return. You have Spider-Man and Horizon Labs working together. You have stealth members of the Avengers, meaning Well, I'm gonna lump Silver Sable in there, even though she's not really an Avenger, but she's stealth with the Black Widow. And basically, they discover a factory that's going to produce these, this little satellite bits that's going to help eliminate global warming. And basically, you have the Sandman waiting there for him. The battle between Sandman and those three, it was a decent fight, but what I thought was creative is how they beat him. So, what I'm hoping for is that I see more creativity like that in beating the other Sinister Six. Overall, though, like I said, this was probably one of my favorite reads. I mean, think about it. I mean, you have the Avengers taken down and basically treated like chumps. But Mysterio has it right, because he's like, this is a horror movie. We should kill these guys right now because they're going to come back. But, Doc Ock's like, no, I have plans. Well, Doc, you should have killed them. I don't know how he would have killed Thor, but he should have killed him. But overall, this was a really, really good read, and I enjoyed it. So overall, the books that I've been reading so far this week have been, for the most part, decent. A couple of them were okay. I still have some more to go through, but anyways, that gives you a quick look. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Rate the video up or down, let me know what you think. And I'll have more reviews and stuff later, so until next time.